Hey everybody, it's Casey Williams. For the longest time, Volvo made practical cars for practical people. Think about their wagons. And the people who would have driven them may have been your professor or that geeky engineer down the street. Well, in the last couple of decades, Volvo has gone considerably more upscale. They've now become practical cars for the jet set. And none is a better example of that than the vehicle we have this week. The 2025 Volvo XC90 crossover as a plug-in hybrid. Let's go have a look at it. Considering it's been about 8 years since the last redesign of the XC90, it looks really fresh, really modern, and really current. It also looks really expensive. I like what they've done with the grille. There's a lot more chrome and a lot more lines, a lot more crosshatch here. But it still has a big Volvo logo in the middle and some more chrome down below. Of course, Thor's hammer headlamps, the LEDs, all looks really nice in the front, very distinctive. 21-inch wheels. I really like this color too. My family says it's kind of an eggplant color. I think there's some more brownish undertones to it, but it looks really pretty on this vehicle. But it's big, it's tall, lots of chrome on it, looks expensive. Come around the back, you start to see some more of the traditional Volvo cues. Volvos for a long time also are known for having really strong shoulder lines, really beefy fenders, and you see some of that. It's downplayed just a little bit, but you still know who makes it. Come around the back, of course, the lights that go into the pillar, also an XC90 hallmark. Power hatch. So this is a 3-row vehicle. There's actually not bad space back here. I mean, you can get a couple of bags in here if you need to. Certainly get into the airport and back. If you need to put the seats down, you can flip them down pretty easily. And then you have plenty of space to get anything you want to. This one has twin captain chairs in the middle. And, you can stuff just about anything you want to in here. Underneath the floor, here's all the charging cords. And just a little extra space there. If you are a practical jet setter, you may be spending a lot of your time sitting back here with a driver up front. And in that purpose, I think it's actually pretty comfortable back here. I like the nice captain chairs back here. They feel very expensive, very comfortable. You've got your own controls back here. You've got 4-zone climate control in the vehicle. Also have heated seats back here in the back. Nice big cup holders. And the other thing I like too is there's nothing that feels less expensive just because you're in the back. In a lot of vehicles, a lot of crossovers especially, the front's very well done, very well upholstered, all the nice features. When you get in the back, it's really just designed for the kids and it feels kind of cheap. Not the case back here. Everything feels very expensive. The wood grain, I mean, they're plastic door handles, but they look chrome, really pretty. Nice vents on the speakers. There's a door shade. So if you want to hide from the paparazzi, you can do that. Nice stitching here on the dash as well. So very comfortable place to be back here. And when you open up the whole sunroof, lots of light coming in too. I have to tell you, unless I do in fact own my own plane and just need to get to the airport in traffic, I'm going to be sitting up here, not in the back. And I really like what they've done to the front. Swedish design, typical Volvo, just everything feels expensive, everything feels just intricately designed, but nothing feels like overdone either. And just look at the dashboard. I mean, the wood grain here on the dash, and then you have kind of this canvas material that's stitched, and then stitched dash coverings, and all the aluminum fill speaker covers. Everything just feels very, very expensive. And you wouldn't think of Volvos as being that way necessarily, thinking of them being very, very safe, of course, and very practical. But this feels very upscale. But also feels like a vehicle you can hop in and shorts and a t-shirt and not feel underdressed inside of it either. And that's not always the case of some luxury cars. But I like what they've redone here on the dash too. When the vehicle launched, there was a nice size touchscreen right underneath of where this thing is now. And it worked. I think it worked all right. You swipe through the screens, it's easy to get to information. But now as everybody's gone to these great big giant screens and the entire interior nothing but glass, they did have to upgrade the screen a little bit. So it's a little bit bigger, better graphics, a little bit easier to use, a little more intuitive, but it works really well. It does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, easy to connect your devices, wireless charging here in the console. This has the upgraded Bowers & Wilkins audio system. I love the Bowers & Wilkins audio system. I like it so much, I went by my own Bowers & Wilkins earphones several years ago when I first drove one. You can put it in concert mode, you can put it in concert hall mode, and it just fills this cabin with sound beautiful. Also here in the console, Orifor's crystal gear selector. Again, very Swedish, very upscale, very nice. This feels great in your hand as well. Some of the other safety gear on this vehicle, of course, being a Volvo, it's going to be safe. Heads-up display, and it has pretty much every crash avoidance system you could possibly imagine. Well, before we get on the road, there's a couple of things we need to adjust. It's hot outside. We'll put on the ventilated seats. A little too warm for the heated seats or the heated steering wheel, but nice to know they're there when winter comes. Dual zone automatic climate control in the front, automatic climate control in the rear, so everybody gets their own controls. I think it's really nice. Of course, I need to get the massage going. It's been a long day, and I need to work out that kink in my back. And since we are in a plug-in hybrid, and we're going to be driving, I might want to save that power for later. And you can do that. So I come into the driving mode, battery usage, I've got on auto right now. If I was going to be driving on the highway, like I did last weekend, and I actually did this, you can put it in hold mode, and it will hold whatever battery charge you have. If you're on the highway running 70 plus miles per hour, you're going to toast that battery in no time. So make sure you use that feature, and really just use that for getting around town and short drives for errands. All right, I think we are about ready to go. I have to say, this is one of the most comfortable crossovers that I've driven recently. I like the seats, typical Volvo seats, feel very safe, a nice headrest, flat screen instrument cluster, got the navigation system up there right now. Again, it was very, very handy this weekend. We were out, went to a state park, got on the highway for a while, had the family in the car, and then we got there again, put it in EV mode, heads up display. So it just, the way the vehicle feels very comfortable, feels very right sized. But on the road, this has an air suspension, so you can adjust the suspension from firmer to softer, and it rides very nice, controls the big vehicle really well. Sometimes cars like this with 21-inch wheels, it gets a little rattly with the wheels, it gets a little harsh. This one's not too bad. But let's get back to the powertrain. So this has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. Total system combined is 455 horsepower, 523 pound-feet of torque. So it's a pretty zippy vehicle. 0-60 in 5 seconds. If you want to, you can tow 5,000 pounds with it as well. But I suspect that most people who buy this, obviously you're going to buy this because it is a plug-in hybrid and you have a use for that. And if you are in fact driving this vehicle to your private plane, that may be all you need. 32 miles, all electric range, then you get the gas engine backup, and you can drive on pretty much forever after that. So gas mileage, also really good. With the 32 miles of electric range and the fuel efficiency of the hybrid, gets 58 miles per gallon equivalent. After the battery is used up, you really just run a regular hybrid mode with the Turbo 4. You're looking more like 27 miles per gallon. And you might say, well, that's not all that great for a hybrid, but this is a full-size 3-row crossover, European crossover, with 455 horsepower and the capability it has. That's pretty good gas mileage for what this is. So, driving it, very easy to drive it this week, and I really like the idea that you have tons of power on the highway, pass on 2-lane roads, no problem, but you still have basically an EV for everyday use. 695. 695. Well, when I said the Volvo XC90 has become a practical vehicle for the jet set, I'm really not kidding. This really has everything you'd ever want. If you have a driver and they're just taking your plane and back or black car service, you're going to be very comfortable in the back. But it's also a joy to drive and easy to get your family into it. It's very practical. But it has the jet set kind of price. So the XC90 starts just under $60,000. This one all in, $88,695. Well, next week we'll another fun car. Probably not quite as expensive as this one, but we'll see. Until then, storm forward.